When did you realize your friend was toxic? When I realized I felt red every time their message icon popped up. I feel you there. Every time my phone text sound goes off and I look at certain names I cringe a little, but mostly just for people from work. If you feel that way about a friend or significant other, major red flag. OMG yes. I felt so much anxiety. I'd start thinking about what I might have said to make this person mad or annoyed and hoping for a positive message. When he brought his totally cool friends over and then they stole some of my stuff and he defended them. Did they steal weed? I feel like these types of strangers always steal your weed. When confronted, it's too chill. I'd let you smoke my weed, but they never have their own weed. Bro, I think my best friend might have actually done this. He forgot something and took a fat minute to get it from my neighbor's place and sketched us both out. I want to ask, but how do I accuse my friend since grad school of stealing? Just straight up ask him. That's what real friends do. Direct communication. Nah, trust me, you don't wanna ask her out. She's just a hoe. He then proceeded to try it on with her. Bruh, that's a dick move. I've been in a situation where I've liked the same person a friend does, and we just wish each other good luck. I should add the most recent time this happened we both got rejected lmayo. Lol, at least you could cry together. Hey, if you get over your sexual insecurities you could jack each other off too. Or if you have none you could just jack each other off. Anyone doing anything later? Are you asking if you can jack me off later? Maybe. Backhanded compliments. Also comments that she is amazing thinly veiled as a put down, almost like fishing for compliments. I didn't want to hang out with her anymore when I realized I never felt good after spending time with her. I didn't want to hang out with her anymore when I realized I never felt good after spending time with her. I think everyone in this thread would be better giving that line a reread and applying it to their own lives. We all have one semi-friend that we just feel down or conflicted after spending time with them. Remove them from your life. When he started defining friendships as people who are blindly loyal to him and his actions. Is your friend Dutch van der Linde? Have some goddamn faith. Something money something Tahiti something goddammit Arthur something one more job something family something. She told me she was cheating on her husband while laughing about how funny it was that her boyfriend would come over to the house and hang out with her husband and her and their newborn. After I told her that wasn't cool and we weren't friends anymore, she told everyone that I was sleeping with her husband and an abusive drunk. No to all. Happy ending, dad divorced and got full custody. I got new friends. That's evil. Yeah, it was incredibly fucked up. I'll learn to be more aware of red flags earlier. What a BWTF. This is why the C word exists. Cunt. Cactus. If you get too close it will prick you. I lived with her and realized one day on the way home from work that I had more anxiety about going home to her than anything else in my life. She also tried to shit talk about me to my boyfriend. Oh my god. It sounds terrible to be afraid to go back to your home because your so-called friend is waiting there for you. I assume that you moved out. Yes. I moved out and about an hour away from her and I feel so much better. What makes it worse / better is that she hasn't really contacted me since I moved out, even though I left on good terms. She doesn't realize she's a bad friend and a toxic person and I don't know if I have the guts to tell her. I was considering suicide and he was encouraging me to do it. That's just awful. Who the fuck does that? Michelle Carter, who actually did succeed in driving her boyfriend into killing himself, but there's people who think she didn't do anything wrong, and it's absolutely disgusting. When she lied about having cancer. A few questions. Was her name Brittany? Do you feel me now? Don't you know that you're toxic? No, yes. What was her dad's favorite food, do you think? Would you prefer to lose your sense of touch or taste, or lose your sense altogether? What's your favorite colored number? Hatred covered in a thick coating of Parmesan cheese. Yes. 42. I appreciate you. When they stole my Adderall prescription, tried to help me find it. It was stolen during a party we threw, then spent the next few weeks staying up until 8 AM playing FIFA like that was something totally normal. Have you seen my Adderall? No man. I've been awake 27 hours straight alphabetizing the canned goods. Preparing for the inevitable end I see. This is why I refuse to have people over. I have a prescription for Adderall as well, so I've been highly paranoid about this happening because most of the people in my city are scummy. I knew a guy who used to buy Adderall off of people and ask me about it when he found out I had some. This was in high school. Any kind of prescription I have that people generally want to have for themselves to get high or sell just goes in a certain place no one would look in or even find. I needs my drugs, but I also like having people over sometimes, so if they want to check out my medicine cabinet or whatever they can enjoy my depression meds if they want. She tricked one of my friends that she was pregnant with their child and used my phone to do it. She used to steal my phone while I was sleeping and text my friend, guy she hooked up with, pretending to be me, saying shit like OMG is throwing up again this morning and various other pregnancy things to convince the guy she was not pregnant and 100% knew she wasn't. This sounds like a girl I know. A guy I'm friends with got drunk and slept with and made it obvious the next day he regretted it, which made it awkward for everyone. A few weeks later she says she's pregnant and it's possible it's his. Then she said it wasn't his, but her ex-boyfriend's. Then she had a miscarriage. She's done this before though. She was living with this guy and his family and said she was pregnant then had a miscarriage. Guy ended up breaking up with her and SHR claimed she had no idea why. Most likely he found out she was faking it. She started copying me. Everything about me. It was something straight out of Single White Female. She started using my frequent phrases, tried to pick up all my hobbies, and started dressing *exactly* like me. The final straw was when she started getting really possessive when I would hang out with people without her and tried to turn me against all my other friends. We aren't friends anymore, but everyone tells me she's still obsessed with me and talks about how I abandoned her to anyone who will listen. How long has it been? / 4 years. That's terrifying. Wow. I had almost the opposite happen to me. The phrase single white female hit me with a little spike of PTSD. A coworker with whom I shared an office and had a similar job completely stopped speaking to me for 2 weeks. My supervisor asked me what was going on and I told her I had no idea, he had just stopped speaking to me. She told me to sort it out. So that afternoon he came into the office and shut the door. He told me that he was getting a creepy stalker vibe, like single white female from me, and asked why I was trying to be like him. I didn't want to be like him at all, and asked what he was talking about. He pointed out that I sometimes bring a smoothie for breakfast, and he had just bought a Ninja blender. I pointed out that I'd had my magic bullet for 10+ years at that point. He pointed out that I drink tea from a mason jar. I told him that I used to drink it from an Nalgene until I read that eating the plastic will give me cancer, so I use the reusable glass like every other hipster in the world. He went on to say that when people come into the office, I speak with them, even if they were there to talk to him. Cool. Don't speak unless spoken to. That's healthy. Awesome. There were some task-specific things that he brought up too, which turns out were related to poor performance and the fact that he was skimming money out of work funds. His biggest hang-up was that at a company picnic for our participants, he was mad that I told him that he couldn't have a second burger until all of the participants had had a first burger. This was October. The BBQ had been in May. He told me he didn't want this conversation to ruin my weekend by me overthinking it all weekend. He had been thinking about it for 5 months and I couldn't think about it for 3 days. Yikes. When he had drug runners coming through our apartment all hours of the day/night. Also he had a 15-year runaway staying with him and that's when I moved out. Less than a month later he was arrested and charged with statutory rape. I'll let a friend crash on my couch for a few days while he figured out a place to stay after his GF kicked him out. Huge mistake. While I was at work he invited over a bunch of people and had a huge party with tons of drugs. Nothing like coming home at 6:30 am to find your place trashed and people you don't know in your bed. Yeah man, I feel you. I always had a lock on my door so at least I kept the riffraff out of my personal space.